yoga signifies divine union in the original sense, so it's not just postures and breathing, but something much deeper that brings us a philosophy of life that is really non-violent, that helps us to make radical changes, very profound changes, in our behavior, in our thoughts, and in our sense of well-being, in our health. So as we explore this theme of wellness and yoga philosophy and its connection with, I would say, some of the most interesting studies going on today about health and wellness, and also, I would say, scientific inquiry, like the quantum mechanical model for cosmology, whereby we look at the subtlest atom and realize that it seems to be related to consciousness in a way that is much more provocative than we had originally anticipated. Well, these are things that are exactly enumerated in the original writings on yoga, coming to us from more than 3,000 years ago, say in the Upanishads, in the Mahabharata and the Bhagavad Gita, and so on. So the philosophy of yoga is extremely sophisticated, even if it's ancient. Some call it the holy science. For example, the teacher of Paramahansa Yogananda, Sri Yukteswar, had written a book called The Holy Science, in which he compares the writings of the Bhagavad Gita and the Christian New Testament, and says, in essence, they're really about learning to love that source, which is within us and within all. Very beautiful. And it gives some practical advice. Yukteswar was a Kriya Yoga master, as is, I would say, Yogananda, and Yogananda argues Christ is the same. Also a Kriya master. He was able to utilize life force control to such a high level that he was able to recognize the body in a quantum way as ultimately waves of energy, and that energetic corpus could be controlled and manipulated by pure consciousness. Fascinating, of course, to think about. And as we go deeper in our own philosophical inquiry, and finally some kind of practice of our own, then we begin to unpack this term yoga in a very eloquent term, that and the science itself, the writings on it, also very, in some ways very formal, I would say, and some of the teachers very strict, but an invitation that's universal, and a practice that brings profound harmony. So I won't belabor those points here, but just to suggest that the term yoga really is more than what we anticipate when we go to a hatha class, but it really signifies divine union, yoga itself signifying union, or exactly that, divine union. In the next video I want to talk about the process of marrying grace and self-effort. Stay tuned.